I brought you up first, Pat. But hey, y'all already know, man, I got my guy Patton in the building, a.k.a. The Streets, a.k.a. The Mailman, a.k.a. Definitely activated, man. And y'all know, man, we could not keep it real if we didn't have my boy Killer Cal in the building, man. We like to appreciate. Oh, shoot, I hit the wrong button. My bad. Wanted to give y'all a nice applause, man.
What's
How y'all
up?
doing this afternoon?
Feeling blessed and highly favored. Ain't this right, Patty?
Most definitely, man. Y'all tuning in out there, man. We'd like to welcome y'all to another episode. This is episode number 83. And we'll be talking about, y'all know we've been breaking down position groups and stuff like that. And today we're gonna dabble in the no-fly zone. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do some secondary work, and then also we're going to go right on the opposite side of the ball with the wide receivers. I think that's a good duo to go against. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We got the CBs and the wide. I mean, not only, let's just say the DBs, because we got defensive backs, because we're going to be covering the wide. I mean, the cornerbacks and the safeties, nickelbacks, all that old kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a good one, y'all. Let me see. We got somebody in the bull ring. That boy Texas Tangent say Texans on 83. Most definitely. Most definitely, man. That's dope. Hey, this week, this weekend, let's say, this weekend has been pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? Last week we had the rookies to turn in. Do y'all know if because I seen some footage today, right? And I didn't know if it was from this year's camp or has the veterans came in yet?
No.
Okay, so that thing that we saw with Nico running that route, that was from last year.
Yeah.
Oh, man, if that's old, man, I'm like, God, Nico looked so just like Nico is a problem. And in that video, you can see why he's a problem, which also kind of lets you know why that rookie is probably going to be a problem. Also, we also probably need to bring up his contract, which we'll do that as we go through the positions. But I think his contract spoke to the league. I think it not only spoke to the league, but it spoke to us as people who cover the team, as how they see this player. And it's kind of like what I told y'all. You know what I'm saying? I hate to be I told y'all, but dude he's gonna have a lot on his plate coming in. So yeah, they paid him like so. But other than that though, man, which side y'all want to start off with? Y'all want to go with the no fly, or y'all want to go with the wide receivers?
Killer, it's on you, man.
It's on me.
It's on me.
Well, I did the most studying on the secondary. That was the primary. I wanted to hit defense on that. So yeah, let's start with the secondary. Yeah, want me to jump it off?
Oh yeah.
Sure.
All right. Man, pulling up my secondary depth chart. Of course, the left corner you have Sting. Right corner you have Locksmith. Strong safety you got CJ GJ. Free safety you got Kalen Bullock. And more than likely we might start off at the 4-3 because the depth that we have at linebackers. If those linebackers can be Toto, Aziz, and Harris, if they're all healthy, D'Amico probably want to start it off with those three because the linebackers are very, very fast. You know, you don't have to start off nickel if you really don't have to. But Petrie is going to be the nickelback, start nickelback. I'll go with that starting five. Now, when you get down to the second string and the depth, that's when it get kind of tricky. Uh, the Texans have two backup cornerbacks. Uh, Tremont Smith, which he's a special teamer,
Mm-hmm.
got him behind Sting, and you have Ronald Darby behind Locksmith. Now, Tremont Smith is the one that's kind of tricky because he's a special teamer. Now, if Braxton Berrios just outplay him for that spot, Tremont Smith will be expendable. Therefore, that's when you have to think about um, Jalen Smith, drafted him in the third round, USC.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of like putting him in that, thrusting him into that category. But this is a backup corner, which whenever you have three or four corners, that he'll be out there. But here's the thing about the Texans. Nico, the defense coordinators, Casario, if you can play, ask Kalen Bullock, ask Locksmith. They'll put your ass out there, And so I think the communication of him playing with Bullock last year, I mean, that helps some. You familiar with communication. You kind of talk the youngster through it. So I got him backing up. If Tremont Smith don't make it, then that's one of the guys that you have backing him up. Now, the backup strong safety is another tricky one. That's Jalen Reed.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Reed, I think, will back up CJGJ because he does play closer to the line of scrimmage. Also, I got him as the backup nickelback also because he
Mm-hmm.
can play close to the line and he's like a bigger Petrie. So I think that physicality that he brings that we saw on his highlights, that's what the Texans like. He was a very physical guy, at Penn State. Uh, Backing up Kalen Bullock, this is another tricky one. You got MJ Stewart. Now, MJ Stewart can make this team only if Jalen Reed does not, if they can't make him out to be a free safety. And if that doesn't work, then that's when you have to figure out a way to bring back Jimmy Ward. I really have a question mark about Jimmy Ward making a team. 4.6 million dead cap, 5.6 million salary for the year. Texas got a lot of young guys out there that can play, and we know Jimmy is probably going to, let me not put that in the atmosphere. But in the past, he's been injured a whole lot. So when you look at it, when you look at the just the starting four, the no-fly zone with Steen, Locksmith, CJGJ, and Bullock with Petrie, that and the game is not played on paper, but that has to be like a very good top five secondary just starting off the season. So
You'd be hard pressed to name a better secondary.
correct.
Like I don't. You're not gonna just come off the top of your head and say, "Oh yeah, such a secondary is much," but no, you're not.
Yeah, so that's what I got, man. It's pretty much straightforward. The Texans can kind of play around with Jalen Reed and Jalen Smith, but for the most part, everything is just pretty much lock solid.
Yep. So hold up, this is my payment. Oh, I'm over here trying to take care of some bills over here, but at the same time, when I look at the secondary, it's lethal. If to say the least. Best secondary in Texans history, I have to say. I can't even sit back and think of there was a time when we just had a lot. I mean, you almost would have to go back quiet as kept. And you got to really be a Texans fan to know this, but you almost have to go back to the beginning of the Texas franchise. There was a point in time when we had, what was the guy that we had as safety that it was a while before people broke his interception record.
Marcus Coleman.
I think that's who it was. Who was the coach at that time? I can't think of his name. It's on the tip of my tongue. Pause.
Don
Capers. Don Capers.
Yeah.
I think we had some pretty good secondary play when Don Capers was here. But
the defense is better than the offense, that's for sure. So
exactly, that was the shining part of our team, and I think that's the reason why the Texans are a defense first team. I think even when our offense was clicking, we were still looked at as a defensive first type of team. And I think that that's always been our method to trying to get to Super Bowl status. We've always known that in the house in NRG we play defense. That's what it's about as a Texans fan. We're gonna play defense. But we went through some years where our secondary was literally. Do y'all remember that stretch for about like a good? I'm gonna say 5 off the top of my head, but it was like we had the worst secondary for about like 5 years straight.
But you
Like
know what? The Texans did kind of come back with when they got J. Joe, Daniel Manning. I think
that was a pretty
Jonathan.
good. That was pretty good too. But you had
Yeah, I
Jackson.
think
You had
Kareem.
Kareem Jackson out there with you.
Yeah,
The
was
front seven covered that up though.
yeah, but I'm just saying that was a decent because they spent money on cornerback and safety,
Yeah.
and they also had Jackson, which was the first round pick. I don't know if Swearinger kind of crossed in to any of that, but
Yeah.
that secondary was
At the
pretty
tail
like
end.
yeah at the tail end. That secondary was because Manning he held down the safety position, and J. Joe was probably one of the top corners that we've had. So that
Yeah.
secondary wasn't too shabby.
That was the year Nnamdi Asomugha was on the market, and he ended up going
Hmm.
to Philly for that crazy contract.
Right.
We
Yeah.
also had Glover Quinn too.
Yeah. Glover Quinn. I remember that. Yeah.
Hmm. It wasn't that bad. Like for what it's worth, Kareem Jackson was never an elite cornerback. On average, he was good at corner, but like I say, that front seven covered up a lot of those issues in the back end. Like when you got your front seven getting as much pressure as they were, it's easy to hold your man a tad bit longer or a tad bit less. You're not having to work as hard.
Yeah.
Versus,
And that's pretty much the game plan of every defense. Like
yeah,
you want your front seven to wreck so the boys on the back end can just do their thing. Like,
yeah.
but yeah, that you correct about that one.
I want to say this, Cal. Um, Jimmy Ward, he's not going nowhere, whether he plays or not. He's the mentor. He's the teacher back there. You know how
Mhm.
Ward plays, man. Ward plays at 100 miles per hour every day. You see him in the grocery store, he's shopping at 100 miles an hour. He's liable to tackle your ass in the grocery store. Like, dude is straight out. He's a crash dummy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's harsh or not, but he just plays with a reckless abandon.
So how many people in the secondary you think we keeping? It's normally like 10, right?
Yeah. So
Ooh, MJ out of there.
now MJ is a teamer. That's his bread and butter.
And that's what Reed came in for, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
Reed
shit.
is in here to replace that boy. I hate to say it because he been a G for us, but
MJ Stewart, quiet as kept. He's one of those players that if you see him on the field, it's problems. When I mean on the field, like as your starting lineup defense, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's a
Right.
problem. Even last year, we only had so many corners, but we played all our safeties. He still wasn't on the field. So I can see Reed potentially beating him out. Tremont Smith, for what it's worth, can give you good snaps at corner, but he's also a teamer, and he's gonna make this team. Period. Like he's the best special teams player in the league, next to the Hall of Famer and Neville Hewitt. But I don't believe Darby makes this team. I feel like Jalen Smith beats him out. Jalen Smith is going to be willing to do way more than Darby is at his old age.
most definitely, yeah. Darby ain't. I don't see him making this team at all.
If you don't draft no cornerbacks, then yeah, he makes his team. But you drafted cornerbacks, so yeah, it's competition. It's like the offensive line. Like, how bad do you want it? Excuse me.
Exactly. So, do you look at it? When you look at those two young guys, like I say, Jalen Reed, Jalen Smith.
So many damn Jalen's.
Looking at boy, I'm talking about. I don't think there's a team in history that's had this many Jalen's. I don't think it's a city.
Dude, it's
They done
not
had
just,
that many Jalen's on their
it's
teams, bro.
not
We got
just
Jalen Green. We got Jake. Like, what?
bro, it's not just our team. It's like the whole NFL wide, bro. Like, listen, mothers, stop naming y'all children, y'all boys, Jalen. Name them
It's time
something
for
else.
a new name, bro.
Like,
But you
goddamn,
know, it's kind of almost like that span of years back when everybody name was Davion, Trevion, and it seemed like everybody was named Trevion, Davion, Omarion. Like, damn, all these uns. So that Jalen is that new one, you know,
God,
20-year-old.
shit. But all right, Big Brandon says Darby hasn't got an interception since 2019. Bruh, come on now.
Yeah, and one thing I like to, I mean, we all pretty.
Oh, hold on, hey Brandon, I've been working on my mock draft for next year.
What
I'm
about
gonna,
are we missing I just looked at I'm sorry to cut you off. I was just looking at D'Angelo Ross.
I don't
Ross
think
is still on the team.
he's not on the team. He shouldn't be on the team.
If he
For
is,
what I'm looking at, unless it's been updated again.
I don't believe you because he only signed his contract. He signed was just for we signed him back because we let him go and then he came back.
Yeah, he was signed in January. The last transaction still having part of the team. Third teamer, left cornerback, but still on the team.
For what it's worth, man, he's a football player. You know what I'm saying? He's not the biggest, not the fastest. Like he is a football player.
Yeah.
You know, this side note, I believe they need to open the roster up a little bit more. Like having guys 53, it's too many guys. There are too many. It's too many guys, right? I think you sign up to 90 going into camp, and cut down there. You got to get to 53. Then you have the practice squad is I want to say 10 now. It's 10 guys on practice squad. Like, and there's been conversations about the league going to the extra game. And they should have done this with the extra game added now, up in the roster. So from 53 to let's just say 55, 2 more guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 55 would be cool.
It just makes sense. Like, you can do it on Madden. Like they have it on Madden where your game day is for like how it is in real life. You can up the game day roster to like 53, 56. Which is kind of crazy, but I mean, shit.
No, that do sound crazy. Okay, we good now. So boom, let me go here.
Yeah, he's still on the team. Goddamn, that's crazy.
All right, y'all, we good. Hey, real quick, I want to welcome everybody, man, in on Twitter right quick, man. We started the show out on YouTube. Our Twitter people should be coming in right now. We was a little bit. That's why y'all see me looking down at the phone. Had to take care of some Twitter bills, but other than that though, man, like I said, this secondary, because I know we're gonna be on these wide receivers. I'm excited about these wide receivers, but I'm just as excited about this secondary. And like I said, with that's why I showed y'all there. Did y'all see what I was showing y'all during the time while we were talking? I was trying to show y'all that the Texans did report, bro.
Oh, they did?
Hold on, y'all.
Oh, okay.
No, that's for us. That's for us because we were supposed to know this. But
the veterans reported?
That was the veterans. The veterans were out there. So what we saw that video of Nico was today. And Nico looking good, bro.
I thought they reported Friday.
Huh?
I thought they reported Friday.
I don't know. And all I know is that unless Stresson's out here bull counting, which I highly don't think so. But here it is right here. He said full clips of Texans OTA, Houston's IG story.
No, I did see that, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he said when 12 says it's a work day, it's a work day.
That's cool.
Well, our team is looking good.
Oh, so this is voluntary, so they probably gonna be there for about a week or so.
Yeah.
They probably came out there just to jail with the Rooks. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that boy Sting, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Speaking of this secondary, right? Doesn't it feel good to be able to, like, take the field Sunday with these guys, man? It's like going to war, like, in a sense. But you know, you want to have your best guys out there. And for a long time, as a Texans fan, um, I would get up and I would know that we were getting ready to go to war on that field, and I wouldn't be the most confident. You know what I'm saying? I would pray to God and just know that, hey, God, you're gonna be with us. If we pull this one out, pause, I know that it will be all on you and you would get all the glory. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like we hit this field, bro, man. We confident, like, y'all, we got a good team. We really have a good team. I want y'all to just take a few minutes to just gather that all in, that we actually have a good team. We have a good front office that's adding better players to the team. Like dare we say that this offseason was a success. It was nerve-wracking nonetheless, but it was a success. It was competent. We seen what these guys were doing. We seen the players that they brought in. The more and more they talk to Big Tay, bro, the more and more I like dude. The more and more I can actually see the dog in him. You know what I'm saying? Bro say he was literally the best tackle in the draft. I know that that's you know, everybody gonna say that. Who not gonna say that? You know what I'm saying? But I'm starting to believe in. And dare I say that bro might start this year. But hey, you know, Patton already said that. But hey, I'm on the boat with my boy, man. We might see Tay out there this year. But secondary, like we said, I want to make sure I touch on everybody. Pause. Sting, dog. Kamari. I don't know how tall is Kamari, bro.
6 feet.
Yeah, I give him that.
He looks it. You know, for a while, like sometime I forget how tall he is until I see him line up with another receiver or something like that, and I'm like, dang, Kamari actually he's what you would call a big corner for his size. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, yeah, they got him listed at
6'11".
5'11 in the fourth, 180, which he put on weight this summer. So
Yeah,
I think he's probably up to about
even more
190.
better. Just looking at
Yeah,
him in street clothes out there, just working out, bro, looks
but
like he's done got better. Like it
but you
just.
know when you have on the cleats and the helmet, you know you 6 feet 6'1", you know. So, but he plays big. Like if you
Oh
looked
no,
at him,
he does. He does.
yeah,
He
he
does.
don't look like a small corner. He looks like a very physical, bring the hat type corner. So
Like I'm gonna tell y'all what I think Kamari is. He's a new age Antoine. What was the dude Antoine that played with Minnesota? Winfield.
Antonio Winfield.
Yeah, he's that guy. He's that guy. That's his style of play. Like that Winfield lived in the backfield, and he was a good corner coverage too. But you wasn't running the ball on his side that much. Bro was, to me, he taught me how to look at a corner that can tackle. Looking at Winfield's game, I was like, oh, so that's how you supposed to play that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Then you go to Bullock. Then you see what he is, and you see all the things that he knows he has to improve on. That's one thing that I love about Bullock. He's not oblivious to what he wasn't good at last year. And he's not oblivious at all, and he knows exactly what he needs to do. Who
Right.
who would be calling me from the United States? Trump gonna have to hit me back. But anyway, man, I'm talking about Kamari and Sting right now. So I mean, you like I said, you got Bullock, and Bullock is going to improve. And we know he's going to improve next to CJGJ. Then you got your boy Petrie. This way it gets confusing though, y'all. I'm gonna be honest. And once I'm gonna ask this question, and then we can move on. Why do y'all think Jalen Smith was actually picked though, y'all? Like when you look at his game and what he brings, was it one of those best player available? Like he's the best player on the board right now. We just need to take him no matter what our team is speaking to us saying. Or why do y'all think that he came in? Was he replaced Ross or those other guys that have to come in and sometime and start during the season? Is he one of those guys?
Jalen Smith.
Because his pick is a head scratcher.
Not really.
I'm glad we got him. Don't get me wrong. I am glad we got him. But man, where did you fit?
It's not a head scratcher. So, you know, we always say a D'Amico guy, right? Jalen Smith is one of those guys that when you listen to him talk, he's about the swarm mentality. Like, he's not the fastest guy in the world, but he's one of those guys that's gonna give maximum effort. Like maximum effort, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's like I said with D'Angelo Ross, he's a football player. Now this guy's he's a him. Now it's most people didn't like the pick, which I would understand because USC defense has just been horrendous for the past few years. It's only getting worse. But even on bad teams, they're still great players. You know what I'm saying? Now, you already had your two lockdown guys on the outside. Petrie is going to be a nickel. You know, you still need cornerback depth. Last year showed us that, hey, dude, if Stingley go down or Kamari go down, who in the hell are we going to replace them with? You know what I'm saying? We're not going to put Petrie on the outside playing corner. We're not going to put Jimmy Ward on the outside playing corner. So you actually need real cornerbacks. And he's one of those guys that's going to fill the bill. If you go down, you got Sting, Kamari, Petrie, and Smith. Mm-hmm. If I'm starting today, because he's that damn good.
No, most definitely, and that's what I'm saying too, Patton. I think that's what he's brought in. Yeah, and I think that's what they brought Jalen Smith in for. Guys, you got to say these dudes' last name. You just can't say Jalen. But they brought in Smith because of those times that we had to see Ross out there, and what's the other guy?
Miles Bryant.
No, not Bryant. This is another corner that used to have to come in. Bryant played in the nickel.
You got Browns in the nickel. Yeah, Bryant.
You had Ross would come in, and there's another short corner we had.
Ross. You had Jeff Okuda.
No, man, when y'all say his name, and look, I'm tripping that I can't think of him. He's another short corner. I think it's number 37.
That's D'Angelo Ross.
That's Ross?
Yeah.
Well, I must be thinking about there's another player. Brandon, hey, Brandon, we need you. There's another corner that used to come off our practice squad that will play for us sometime. And will play pretty good. Bro actually came in and played. This was when, think about this.
You're talking about the short guy.
Yeah. What's the name would go down and he would play for him? What was the guy that we couldn't stand that was on that y'all talked to? I can't even remember his name, but he had the pick six against Cleveland.
Damn, I can see him right now.
I can see him too. I can't even think of the dude's name. I normally would think of his name before Ross.
Not Desmond King, bro.
No. This guy is
he was a black dude, man. He had dreads.
Yeah, bro played his butt off every time he had to hit that field, bro.
He wore number 4.
Not King, Bryce, not King. This is because King, whenever King come in, y'all got to think about it. King would come in and play nickel. He would. This person here would literally have to play corner.
Outside corner.
Whenever Steven Nelson would get hurt, he would go fill in for him sometime.
It was number 4. He's little, man. He got a pick 6 too.
But yeah, him, like, I'm thinking that's what Smith was brought in for. Like, those times when we had to see those guys on the field, I think now what you have is like I said before when we was on the other shows, we got that Detroit depth now. We got that depth now when somebody goes down and you bring in what's his name? Arnold, whoever the defensive backs they got out there. It seemed like everybody they had was from Alabama out there. I was like, damn, like every time somebody dropped out the game, bro, they brought in somebody who could definitely be a starter on another team. You was like, damn, that is crazy, bro. But yeah, that was crazy work. But man, we at the halfway mark, so that means most definitely scary hours, man. We need to talk about these wide outs, man. These wide receivers for the Texans. I call it scary hours, man, y'all, because when you put CJ, when you put that cherry on top, CJ is the cherry on top, right? So we talk about these wide outs and we think about how good and the potential that they have. Because like when we think about Noel, right? And we think about Higgins, and we think about both of those guys had over 1,000 yards last season, right?
Right.
If you looked at these guys' stats to be on the cool, you wouldn't even think they was on the same team. You would say,
Thomas.
there you go, right?
Xavier.
There you go. Yeah, you wouldn't even think that there was these guys that
right,
like
right.
yeah, you wouldn't think that it was these guys that can come damn yeah, I'm losing this where I was at. My bad. But what we talk okay, we on the wide receivers. We talking about Noel and Higgins. And what I was saying, you wouldn't think that, these guys, rookies coming in to the league, it's a lot of stuff that they need to prove to the league, and rightfully so. But we know what CJ brings to the table. Oh, and this is what I was saying earlier. Both of those guys' stats, you would look at them and think that they were on two separate teams. Especially with the quarterback play that was in Iowa State. You wouldn't say that, hold up, both of these wide receivers got 1,000 yards, 8, 9 touchdowns, and that was the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So when you think about what's going to happen with them being with CJ, that naturally has to take their game to another level, right?
Yeah.
It's about to be crazy, y'all. It's about to be scary hours, y'all.
What's crazy though, when you look at those two players, if you watch their highlight, it's crazy. Like, I always tell y'all about highlights, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you watch their highlights, man, dude, they're having to catch some of the most craziest passes thrown to them. Like every fucking play, like every game, every play. Like, it's one thing to go through a season and have that one moment or that 2-3 moments. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
This shit is happening game in and game out. Like it's like the QB was like, well, they down there somewhere. One of them down there, we just fucking throw it up. Like, god damn.
So think about it. You got a quarterback like CJ that's gonna put the ball right where it needs to be. These guys are going to look elite, bro. I'm telling you, because they done been through the rough. They catching balls off of other players' hips, and like, bro, like what is that catch that Noel catches, that Tank Dale is? It's a Tank Dale-esque catch, and that's why I say it's kind of crazy. It's similar to the catch that Tank Dale had to catch in Jacksonville the first time we seen that he can go down the field.
Oh, yeah.
That first time, but that was a better thrown ball. This ball here was literally going to the outside of the corner, and bro had to reach over on bro back while another corner was already over here and catch that ball, bro. I say the concentration that it takes to do that. And like you say, Pat, and they've been having to do that all year. Bro, catch radius, y'all heard about Higgins, right? Higgins is supposed to have the arm spread length of a person 6, 7 feet tall. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro.
I think it's like a 6'7", 6'8", like wing. Yeah, it's a long wingspan. This catch radius is long.
And think about it.
Noel, his catch radius is not that long.
And think about this though, Killer. Bro is coming in to play with CJ. Bro is also bro. What do you think about the contract? Honestly, both of y'all. Why do y'all think that for the first time in NFL history? See, whenever I hear of anything being the first thing done in history, I think of the word that the weight history holds. Like, there's a lot of time before then that this had not happened.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, it had not happened. But for now, it's happening. So what do y'all think that Higgins has done as a second round wide receiver to come into the league and get almost like a super, not a superstar contract, but almost, this is what a veteran would get that been putting in work in the league for years. Like, how did he do this as a second rounder?
I wouldn't even say that, bro. This is a multi-layered answer to your question.
Mm-hmm.
For starters, Higgins was a first round receiver, first round great receiver, and as you can see, as the draft was going, a lot of teams were going lineman heavy. You had your two teams that you had your one team that wanted the athlete, one team that wanted the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of them wanted just linemen, whether it's offense or defense, right? So naturally, he slides down. You know what I'm saying? He slides down. So you give him that extra money, it puts the league on notice. Like now, the other 31 other teams gonna have to start accommodating these players coming in. Like, damn, the Texans did it. Well, we got to do it. You know, and you can't come to the table saying we not the Texans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Granted, the team drafted you, so you have to sign with him, or else they can trade you. Which that rarely happens. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to create such a pathway because coming into the league now, these players are not money hungry as they used to be back in the day. You know what I'm saying? NIL has changed the landscape of the game, period. So giving a guy a fully guaranteed contract, it's an incentive. It's a motivating factor. Like, hey, if you work your butt off and you know if you get to come to the Texans, it's gonna make people and players like that's already in the league want to come to the team even more because we've already been burnt by Diggs, right?
Exactly.
Because Nick did right by him. I know you guys are kind of against it. I was like, I'm kind of glad he took that chance because that's going to go a long way
for him to come back. See, we thought he was coming back, and you're right. It makes sense. And like, you looked out for me.
Diggs gone after if he can't finish his contract in New England, he's done. But I'm saying from here on out, I believe Nick is going to be our general manager for quite some time, and his big business structure, like it makes players feel comfortable about coming here with me. If I know if I go there, where it's on a 1-year proven deal, they're gonna take care of me. And if I do good, I know they're gonna take care of me. And if I don't resign, if I go there and do good, I done ran a bag somewhere else. So it's for a player and organization, it's a win-win. You know what I'm saying? Now the very
kind of
first
making sense what you're saying because what you're saying kind of. And I wasn't even thinking about Fadakasi, but soon as you said that, it kind of made me think about the Fadakasi deal. Like they allowed him to be able to test the market, see what you can get out there. And that was a team friendly kind of thing where like, hey, go see what you can get. We got this contract here waiting for you when you get back. It wasn't like one of those things like, hey, you go out that door, you can't turn around and come back here. You know what I'm saying?
He's also injured too, though. Like
you leave, don't think about coming back.
The likelihood of a team signing an injured player, like depending on who the player is, like Diggs is recovering from his ACL. He got a nice bag in New England, but that was a stick up. New England needed a receiver, and whoever to take the bag from a team like that would be Diggs.
His agent actually set that up. You're right. That was actually a cash grab. It's like, hey, this might be the last contract of my career. Who can we stick up?
Yeah, not mad at him, bro. Like he know going to New England, bro. I'm not doing no championship here. I'm not.
It's gonna be a Bill Belichick comeback probably about in 3 years.
Yeah, he might be back. Well, Belichick might be back this year. Where that shit
Hey, look, I was just about to say that, bro. But man, so let's start off, man, with the guy.
Let me hit on that right quick.
Okay.
That Nick Caserio thing is really one thing. Like Nick have shown every agent that he does business with. Think about the Deshaun Watson and Mulligata situation. Nick worked with Mulligata to the point that it was almost like Nick didn't come in with no feelings when he was dealing with Deshaun. And it was a great thing because when CJ had signed to Mulligata before we drafted him, people thought there was going to be problems. Nick always have good working relationships, and he can always say, "Look, I'm a man of my word." Like we just re-signed. Golly, I got it. Sheldon Rankins. Let him go get a bag. Brought him back. Did right by Diggs. Like when he sit down at the table with agents and other players, he can say, "Look, man, off the record, this is what I promised this guy. Did a favor by him, and hey, he took the money elsewhere. You're like, hey, that's something that I learned, but I'm not gonna let that stop me from doing the great business that I have been doing with the players. And just like Nitty just said, like dealing with Fadakasi, sometimes coaches and general managers be like, look, man, if you have a deadline, and if you don't take it, we're gonna move on. Well, we saw how he dealt with Steve Nelson. Steve was worth the money that he signed for, and Steve was doing all kind of things in the summertime, talking about the sweater vest. He was talking about Hannah
Miko.
McNair, Hannah McNair's sisters, Colin Milk Dud, like all kind of stuff. Casario was like, man, look, this is a business. Most general managers would have been like, dog, you kick rocks, man. We don't need that over here. But Steve Nelson can play ball. He started every game. He was out there, like played hurt, everything. So, with that, with Casario, it's never personal with him. It's, can you play? If you can play, it shows the other agents, just like you said, Patton. It shows the other agents, man, hey, look, you have an option to go to Houston and all these other teams. Cincinnati. Look what Cincinnati doing with Hendrickson. Don't even want to pay the guy when Miles Garrett and somebody else got up with like $40 million, and this man is still on a contract that's paying him like I think 24, some crazy number. So it's like Cincinnati is a whole different. But if I'm an agent, I tell my player, this is the place you want to go to, because if you prove it, they've shown time and time again, they will bring you back if you can play. So I think it was more of having relationships, and everybody in that locker room, man, from what I can see, trust Casario. Casario signed a pretty good contract when he came here, 6 years, 36 million. This man have totally reshaped a team that had when he started, Davis Mills was the first pick, a third round pick. Like, we was in shambles. People were saying it's gonna take 5 to 10 years. We the new Cleveland Browns.
Oh my God. I was like, I seen it too. I was like,
those 2 years, nobody understood those 1-year deals. Everybody was like, man, what the hell is he doing? And this don't make no sense. You're not signing nobody. Go get this D tackle. Don't do this. Go do that. Dude had a plan and he stuck with it. In the last 3 years, in the last 3 off seasons, as far as free agents and drafts, this man have built the worst team to probably one of the best teams in the NFL on paper.
yeah.
But when you look at where we at on both sides of the ball, like, we got star power and legitimate players at every position. That dude did that in 3 years, man.
So many you will actually forget Killer. Like, I actually sit down sometime and just try to think about how great this team is, player by player. And it's almost, for an OG Texans fan, it's amazing. It's amazing on how many playmakers we have on this team. And every time I see Nick Casario go on the K Adams show, like one of the most popular media outlets as far as football goes, she loves Nick Casario. She loves to talk to Nick Casario. She loves who's the other guy, Howie, out there in Philly. She loves good GMs. She loves Nick Casario. She said, she the one who said that the way that he built the Texans up, that you were gonna find teams trying to follow that plan. And we've seen that the Casario thing works, because even if you look at what Washington did, Nick Casario has his stamp on that. You know what I'm saying? The way he built the team is, people are starting to follow suit with that. And I remember when we first was about to get him, when this is one thing that upsets me when it comes to, it's a lot of things that upsets me about the Deshaun Watson debacle. But one thing that really pisses me off is that he almost stood in the way of that. Y'all knew that? Did y'all know that he really didn't want Nick Casario as the GM?
Yeah, he wanted Omar Khan from Pittsburgh. And he was heavy on the other guy that's
the enemy.
No, it's a black dude, man.
It was Frazier, Leslie Frazier. I know it was some coach that he wanted to come here, but he wanted to have something to do with picking the GM and the coach and the offensive coordinator. And when they hired Casario, that's when bro kind of like put in his the trade thing. It was kind of weird because y'all remember when Nick came in, Nick was like, man, I know this is kind of a crazy situation for me because I'm coming into a team where you have a franchise quarterback like that, but he wants to leave. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
There was a lot on his shoulders coming to this team, pause. And it's been crazy what Nick has done, man. I just want to give Nick an applause.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with
Because
that.
I think eventually we might have to build a statue out in front.
Lewis Riddick.
Yeah, Louis
Lewis
Riddick.
Riddick. Yep. We may have to and I like Lewis Riddick. Don't get me wrong. We may just have to we might have to build a statue out there of Nick in the future if we win the Super Bowl because he's very instrumental in it. Things that he's doing, like I'm loving the conversation y'all was having because see, all I keep thinking about is that even in that Higgins situation, what you know, I looked at this what Rodney Bryce put up. He said, I think they would have picked Higgins at 25, but since we traded back, he was still there, pay him like he's a first round pick. You know, Rodney, I thought that actually crossed my mind. I was like, maybe they just doing right by him. I even went as far as to think on some, but I hope that ain't what happened. And I know that we'll never find out if that actually did happen. But I was thinking like maybe it was some tampering went on. Like, think about it on some gangster shit though. Like, hey, we ain't gonna pick
But
you first.
the whole
Don't
thing of it all is
don't
that when you
answer
think,
your phone. Don't answer.
but
We ain't gonna pick you in the first, but do not answer your phone until
you know,
we call you, and then we gonna pay you like you was up in the first. You know what I'm saying?
thing about the guaranteed contracts, like it's already monetarily slotted. And normally they say, well, he was slotted at, they get like 91, 92%. But if he played the whole 4 years, which after the third year, he's eligible for that fourth year contract. So in all actuality, it looks good on paper, but he was going to get all of that money anyway. Like he was going to get every last bit of it. If he flamed out after 2 years, then of course, that's money, that's dead cap money and all the other stuff that you got to deal with. But if he played the 4 years, he was going to get that money. But what Nick did, I wouldn't say outsmarted, but when next year's draft come up, like not GMs, but agents is going to be pushing their players to want to go and talk to Texans. They're going to be picking up the phone and say, "Hey, man, I got this guy up here. Y'all need to come check him out. Send a scout up here," because Nick does great business and he's staying by his word. And also, Nick does things. He done something twice that we very seldom. Like I've been watching football since 1978. Not really paying attention to the draft and all that, but just watching football for a long time. I can't really recall when a guy, picked number 2 and just jumped all back in and went and drafted the third, went and got the third pick.
Never.
Like you very seldom see that. How many times we seen a team that need a wide receiver go and get one, and that wide receiver is ranked number 4 consensus throughout, everybody draft board, and off the same team make moves and go get the same wide receiver on the same team.
You don't see that. You
don't see that.
I've
So
never seen that.
he does stuff that's uncustomarily, like he goes against the norm. Like he's one guy that you can actually say, if he like you and that's the way his board set up, he's not going to change it. And I like the way he run business, man.
I definitely think that what Nick does is set us up, bro. Like it's unprecedented. Like we said, the league has been around here for a long, long, long time. And
Yeah.
you've never seen a GM do that with a second round player. There's so many great second round players that we've seen come into the league, y'all. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And nobody's never jumped that hurdle. For him to do that, like you say, I'm pretty sure it probably doesn't sit well with probably half of the league, being that it's something that ain't never been done. There was a reason why it ain't been done. You know what I'm saying? So
he did it with Pierce.
When you do it, he fully
remember
guaranteed Pierce?
Yeah.
Why are they saying this is the first time this has ever been done in NFL history then?
Maybe for a second round pick, but
no, that's what I'm trying to say. For a second round. Oh, you're trying to say because Pierce wasn't a second round. Yeah, see, this is the first time a second round has ever got fully guaranteed money like that. This is the first time. So for this being the first time, it has to mean that, like I say, hurdles were jumped, certain things that were done. I also like to look at it like this though, as a fan, that the belief in the player also. Like it's definitely a thing that has to do with the player. It's not just the business acumen or the business structure. I think that if you take that player out of that situation, then you don't do that. You know what I'm saying? But Higgins is something that they know about Higgins. It's something that they also like what you say, Killer, is something that they know about Noel. Because normally once you tap that well, right? And you come back to it, there's a reason for that, man. That's a reason. Like, bro, there's a reason why. And at the same position, I can see if sometimes you're like, okay, look, we're gonna take this wide receiver, but they got a crazy safety that's out there too, man. We need to get that safety too. And they went and got 2 wide receivers, bro.
Yeah.
This is literally speaking to CJ, and then this is where it gets beautiful for CJ. They literally said, hey, we about to go get your weapons.
Yeah.
Playtime's over with. We didn't try it with the Manchie thing. We didn't try it with the Hutchinson thing. We didn't try it with all these other wide receivers we was trying to put out there for you. You need to win a championship. And we need to try to get this boat rolling before we give you this gang of money that we about to give you. So we about to give you every chance to succeed. To where if you don't succeed, then we know right now that, hey, y'all, we probably need to pump the brakes on giving this dude this contract. You know what I'm saying? They literally putting CJ in a situation where literally, man, this is gonna be so easy for you. This is like you are. See that with these guys right here. We about to.
He gotta succeed, bro. He can't fail.
He can't fail. He won't have any excuse neither. It won't be anything. Like if we see, God forbid, man, that we come out and we see CJ through first week 4. CJ done threw 6 interceptions and only got 5 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? If that happens next year and bro has protection, bro got wide receivers running all kind of routes on the field, then we know that this is what's CJ first name? Coleridge
Better.
That's his fault. You know what I'm saying? But I think bro is being put in a position to succeed. And I'm telling y'all, I'm only saying that just on the just so we look at that on that end. But believe me, in my heart, I'm a CJ fan. I'm a CJ truther. I know what he can do. I know him being put in a position that he's in right now. Bro is about to have a crazy year. And then you just sprinkle in a run game. See, and that's what's so crazy, that we're going to be a run first team, but we know how good CJ is, that if you just give him just a sliver of a run, you give it the man Devin Singletary type of numbers, and look what he did.
I don't believe we're going to be a run first team this year.
I don't think so, but look, don't tell nobody that, though. Don't tell nobody, Pat. Look,
hey,
don't tell nobody.
I bet you percentage-wise, I bet you we probably going to run the ball probably between 55 and 57% of the time. I bet you that.
Okay, let me say this. Out the gate, first quarter, 10-5, 10 passing, 5 running, right? Second quarter throwing, third quarter throwing. Fourth quarter, it's going to be 60-40. Really, let's say 70-30. That's just 7% running, the 30, because we pounding the ball. We not already time to run the clock out. So,
yeah, I think that's what happens. We end up being that type of team. And boy, that's a good point, Patton. You end up being that team, you run it up and then you run it out. Run it up, run it out. That's what we're gonna do. I might get me a shirt say that. Run it up and run it out. Like that's a good, you know what I'm saying, way of looking at how to win a football.
Right now, that makes the most sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm talking about most definitely. And I just think, man, with like, and that's why I said, man, we gonna keep it a secret because we know as Texans fans that we know what CJ is, and we know that what Nico is, and we know what Higgins is gonna be, and we know that if we just dealing with half of Kurt and half of Noel, they splitting time on the field, you still getting dynamic play in that slot, and lo and behold, that we have to put 4 wide receivers out on the field.
You got him.
And you got a Joe Mixon in the backfield, bro. Like what
And
do you do? What do you do as a defense against that? What do you do? What you line up and say?
Well, you're gonna have to run a dime, that's for shit show.
Yeah.
And your matchup is gonna be with the running back and the linebacker.
That's where that boy, what's the name, gonna have to come in at, man. And
I
know we'll get to them, but is it anything else specifically on the wide receivers that we want to touch on? Pause.
We ain't talking about Kurt.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Kurt, how much are y'all expecting from him this year? Because I'm expecting a lot.
Because we have Kurt, I look for Nico numbers to go down drastically because Kurt is going to be that much wide open. So that's a good problem to have. He's on a contract year. With players on contract years, they play their best. So knock on wood.
They magically don't get injured too. It's like magically, like, dang, you didn't get injured unless you Stephon Diggs, but keep on going.
Jesus. I look for him by easily 1,000 yards, easily. He's playing for his next contract, whether it's with us or somebody else. Yep. So I'm expecting to get the best version of him. But like I said, I expect Nico to have, let's say 80 yards, not 80 yards, I'm sorry, 80 plus receptions, 1,200 plus yards, double-digit touchdowns.
So we have 2,000-yard receivers next year, or do we have 3?
Potentially. I wouldn't.
Do you think we had a potential to have 3, or we just got the potential?
No, 3 would be a stretch.
Okay.
3. If you have 3 1,000-yard receivers,
we've seen it. All we have to do is go back to Arizona, and we saw it happen.
You seen it?
It's Gerald Bolden and who was the other guy?
Steve Preston.
Yeah, we saw it. So
go blue.
Y'all don't think we can do that?
Reason why I'm saying no right now because who would the third guy be at your 1,000-yard receiver? Would it be Higgins? Would it be Noel?
It would have to be Higgins. It would have to be.
I don't see neither one of those guys cracking 1,000 yards their first year. Maybe.
What's a successful year for Higgins? What's a successful year for Higgins to you?
800 yards receiving, 5 to 6 touchdowns.
That's what I was thinking too. Exactly. Success.
Because you got to think about it, man. Like he's not Higgins won't be the number 1 option. He won't even be the number 2 in week 1. You know what I'm saying? Unless teams are just really just being stubborn and leaving one guy on him. You know what I'm saying? But you got to think about it, dude. We got 2 running backs, really 3 if you want to count Pierce. Like you want to spread the ball around. You don't want to just throw the ball to Nico all game. You don't want to throw the ball to Kurt all game. You got your tight ends involved. You have your running back. And I'm gonna tell you this too. Depending on, and the schedule comes out tomorrow, so depending on who we have week 1, I'm gonna have a good idea of what that game plan will look like for us. What we gonna do?
Mm-hmm. I want to do something too while y'all talking. I just want to bring up that video and share it on the screen of what those guys had did today. Golly, see, I'm always on here on my
Brad is stupid, dog. I swear.
Hold on, where's my search? Okay, there we go. It's Explore. Hey, well, I rarely come on X on the computer, so
it look different.
Houston Stressings. That's crazy that I could. Then check this out. I can go to the Houston Texans website, but no, I'm getting my news from Stressings, man. Shout out Stressings.
That's my brother right there, man.
It's a nice little 50-minute video. Let me pause it right quick so I can bring it up. So y'all.
Hey, why are you pulling it up to get off into the dead time aspect of it? Look, man, I said it last week. I'm gonna say it again. We have to be willing to clean the whole canvas. Like clean the canvas of what we've seen with Mechie and Hutch.
Oh yeah.
We just have to just look at it that Slowick just really didn't know how to, use his whole entire roster. Like,
Mhm.
and so I think Hutchinson is going to be set to have a pretty decent year.
One of those
But
guys
I'm
gonna make the team.
one or either both of them.
Man, y'all. So y'all think y'all okay? Okay. So, and this is a crazy question too, because I think about it, and I actually just start thinking about something else because I can't figure it out. I don't understand. Like, you bring in two players from Iowa, right?
Mhm.
You got they big bro on the team already, right?
Right.
Um, I would love if Hutchinson made the team, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because he would make them coming to Houston, them learning about the team and learning about the city would just be, seamless for them. You know what I'm saying? And
Bro, it's,
I think it
that's
would
exactly,
also, I think it will, I think it will raise up Hutchinson's game for some reason, bro. I think he see his bros out there and he like, hold on, I got to turn up out here. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we can give bros some drags or something, man. I don't know what we need to do to be able to keep Hutchinson on this team, but I would
bro.
love to see
I
him stay
just
on.
said that the last two shows. That was my exact words. The reason
Mhm,
why that Nick Casario. When you look at like one thing about Nick, when you look at all the draft picks, and I was looking at this today, and then I got down a rabbit hole, and I started looking at all the players that Nick drafted.
mhm,
Nick is heavy on 4-year players. Nick is heavy on players that started 35, 40 games, played
mhm,
45 games. He loved those veteran college senior players that's 22, 23 years old.
mhm,
Mitch, and I said that 2 shows ago when we was talking about, not Mitch, Hutch. I say it's going to be a great thing for those two guys to come. They coming from Iowa to come to the big city of the H. And I already have a guy that came through the same footsteps that you came through. I said, not only the transition is going to be great, but those guys are going to spend so much time in the same room after practice, going to each other's houses, just talking football because those are my bros. Like, it's like if I went to, like, I'm working when I used to work in the plants and I go and we go out, like, I'm in St. Croix and we get over there, you're going to have a lot of people from Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi. But when you meet that dude from Texas, okay, cool. When you meet that dude from H Town, y'all click up,
mhm.
and so it's almost like if I go somewhere and I ran across somebody who went to Forest Brook, like, bro, we gonna automatically like, okay, I meet somebody that's off Homestead, like, okay, yeah, I'm rocking with you.
Yeah, you're
That
gonna
they
link.
they're gonna be able to learn that playbook together, bro. Like they really, I don't even know if they even, well, they got like, they still have NIL money. I don't know how much they made, but now you're going to be probably with a guy that already have his place established. He's going to tell you, hey man, come get a high rise over here where I stay at. So they're
Mhm.
going to be staying in the same building, commuting. They're going to be doing everything together, man. And I think that transition is going to be so key for those two young cats because Mitch is going into his third year, 2 years with this system. So he's going to give them the game, man. So, man, it's going to be crazy. But when we look at the wide receivers, man, and we go Nico Kirk, which is going to get most of the snaps. And then you got Higgins and Noel. Then I got finishing that off, I got Hutch and Mitch. Now, the two question marks is Berrios and Watson. Now, if you
They gotta really have to make this team, I think, to make it. Some people are really trying to big Watson up out there. I seen somebody on a video on YouTube. They was like, "Man, don't be surprised that he beats out a lot of people on this team." And I'm like, "How?" Like, I don't know.
you have to check where he come from, who he played with, and he's already been in the system. He's a
Mhm.
special teamer. And so Frank Ross, like people like we have an offensive coordinator and a defensive coordinator. D'Amico runs the whole ship. Frank Rouse comes in and say, "Hey, D'Amico, I need this guy." And hey, if he think that Watson can play, then Ross going to have some decisions to make. But it ain't gonna be far fetched for Watson to make the team. Now, if he get cut, that means the top six, you know,
Yeah, what they
the
needed
six,
to do.
yeah, they did what they needed to do, and it's like, hey, we can go with the six, and we can work everything else out because you also got to think about undrafted free agent. We was talking about cornerbacks, and I wanted to bring them up. We went on to wide receivers, but uh Elijah Huzzy, the guy from
Oh,
North Carolina,
bro.
he's a kick returner, punt returner, cornerback also.
Mm-hmm. I see.
So that's one of those guys that, hey, if he comes out and show out in, in a preseason and training camp that he can be a special team ace, then that's when Barrios and Tremont Smith, like, hey, I don't know, but very seldom you want to get that full time job to a rookie. But
Mm-hmm.
hey, in order to keep extra players, hey, if he comes in and shine, then hey, that may make Watson and Barrios and all those other guys expendable. But if he don't shine, I put him on the practice squad. Watson knows the playbook, and if he don't get injured, just like who's that big wide receiver that we got last year, and we was talking about he was going to make the team, but he got injured and he never could make it. Stronach.
Oh
What's
yeah,
his
yeah.
name? Yeah. He was
Score.
supposed to make he was supposed to make, big, tall wide receiver target, play special teams, but he was injured. So
Yep.
injuries make a difference in preseason. That's why Noah Brown would have made the roster.
Ooh.
He got injured.
Well, whenever I
So
think about the magic of injuries, and when I say magic, I mean like in the sense of like 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 when somebody gets injured, man, it could drastically just change your team like magic.
it
Like,
does, man.
hey, that boy, you'll be like, hey, he wasn't even gonna make the team. I ain't even worried about him. Injury happened. All of a sudden, you rooting for that dude. Like, hey, dude, run some nice routes though. Like all of a sudden, bro, I'm talking about you having to force yourself to ride with this dude.
Mitty.
Hey, y'all,
When Diggs and Dale got hurt, you see them slowpoke Texan fan, man, that damn nickel sir, he gonna cut Noah Brown. If we had Noah Brown, I'm like, come on, bro.
Noah
Stop
Brown,
it.
bro, you speaking up for Noah now? This is what you. This
Stop
who
it,
you
man.
speaking up for.
Noah wouldn't have saw the field. He would have been on the roster, but he wouldn't have saw the field. But don't use two injuries to your number 2 and 3 wide receiver to make a case for Noah Brown.
Hey, quick
You,
question:
you
did Noah Brown go out to Washington and have a good season?
He
I
called
think
him
he
nigga.
Yeah, and I think he ended up getting injured or something like that. But it was nothing. His whole career has been 2 or 3 games that he's going to give you some wild moments. And if you just go back and look at his game log, you'll be like, I can move on from that guy. I
Okay,
mean,
I want to do this right quick, y'all, before we get up out of here because we are a little bit past our normal sliding. We appreciate all of y'all that's sitting here chopping it up with us right now. We appreciate it. What I would like for us to do as the Texans on 3 is I just want to analyze this video right quick. I just want to let it go through. I think it's like 50 seconds. Anything that you can see on here, because I seen a few things that got me excited. If y'all see anything
Let's go.
on this, let me know.
It's a work day.
Cause bro, I just seen that boy Woody Marks on here, and I was like, hold up. We got our boy Pierce right there. I'm gonna need some more enthusiasm out of you, Pierce. I need you running like for real with a purpose every time. Oh, them boys blocking, huh?
mm,
Okay, look, here go our boy right here. That's Higgins. Now, do you see that? You see that?
I'm
Boy,
gonna let it
6'4"
finish.
wide
I'm gonna
receiver.
tell you. I'm gonna tell you about it. I'm gonna let it
Oh
run
my
out.
goodness. Now look at this. This is the thing I'm saying right here. Watch your boy. Y'all see that little leg work at the end right there, Woody. And the only reason why I'm bringing this up because I know Patton. What you saying? You say, man, I saw Woody working, man. I ain't see that boy had no calf muscles. And then I heard somebody say, normally when somebody's like that, it's because they can pick them up and put them down fast.
That cow.
That's what Killer said. And I promise you can see that on display with Woody. You can see it on display. Look at how his legs just move. Bro got that quickness, bro. Like I'm a little excited, man. I know it's just a little video when that's a drill.
Right.
Right there. Hey, that's crazy right there, y'all.
Nico stop and drop.
That's crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That looks scary, bro. That's scary hours right there, bro. Hey, that boy ain't playing, man. So hold on. I'm gonna mute it and I'm gonna let it keep on going while we talk about it. What is it that you seen, Cam?
I said it 2 weeks ago and I say it again. Jalen Higgins, for a guy to be 6'4", the way that he comes out of his breaks, the way that he dips his hips and explode left or right is going to keep cornerbacks off balance.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to look at the dip, man. Like you can even look at Nico running his pattern, and he has less dip in his hip. Like is less. Now Nico is a precision route runner. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But when I watch Jalen, I said, man, I got to call him Higgins. Too many Jalen's.
Mm-hmm.
But when I watch Higgins, the way that he breaks down, he goes from 6'4" to 5'8", 5'7", and explode. And that's you don't see that a lot with big wide receivers. They're more stiff. They're stiff in their hips, their turns. That's going to be key. And what you pointed out with Woody Marks, like I said, picking them up, putting them down, man, that's crazy, man. And I know this is only like, but when you going through drills like that, this is the reason why they bring you in on voluntary and all that other stuff. It's just to get you comfortable with how the drill is going to go when mandatory minicamp comes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like we're giving you the playbook, not the literal playbook, but we're giving you a blueprint on how it's going to go. Plus, it's going to be 100 and hell degrees. So be ready for that. Be ready for that. But it's just getting these guys, hey, rookies, this is what it is. This is how far we are from the facility. So wherever you stay at, we advise you to get here. If we got to be on the field at 8 o'clock, you need to be here at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, get taped up, all this other stuff, because we ain't having no excuses. If you walking in the building and you got to hurry up and go get taped up and you coming out to the field at 8 o'clock, your ass is late. So it's kind of getting you acclimated to how the system is going to go throughout the whole entire year. But yeah, I like what I see, man. But Woody is going to be one of those guys, man, in the middle of the season. He's definitely going to be on the field on third downs. And once again, I said about Jimmy Ward may not make the team. Patton said he will. I'm going to respect that. But Agumawale, it's going to be a hard road, brother.
That field goal ain't going to get it, huh? Like
hell no.
That shit been keeping him on the team for the last 2 years, bro. Like, and I'm gonna tell you something too about Agumawale. I'm gonna say this. He's a playmaker. Dare I say this, bro? Like Agumawale, bro, is like if y'all get a chance, go and look at the 30-minute version of the Texans highlights of last year, where they kind of go into everything. And you'll see, man, Agumawale made some very serious. He almost became our first down guy. Like if it looked like if we was 3rd and 13 or 3rd and 16 or something like that, Agumawale was picking them joints up. I don't know why the defense would not look for him on plays like that, but bro was getting open on those type of plays, bro. And I just want to give him his props on that. Bro was Mr. First Down. But other than that, yeah, him being an all-around player, man, he's really a hard player. And to be honest, that's what Pierce is turning into, bro. Pierce is, for me, is starting to turn into like it seems like it's just my heart want him here. Not him actually being just a hell of a player. It's like my heart keeps saying, like, man, dog, Pierce just so funny, man. He just seemed like a good dude to be around. He was all business his rookie season, but I don't know, y'all. Just might have to let him go too. So I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm going into this season willing to part with some Texan players that I really like. You've been riding with us so long, it's like you become like my bro, like my little bro. And so I'm saying players like Pierce, Agumawale, Jimmy Ward, It's just certain people, bro, that's like, hey, man, this sometime the youth, man, it's youth. This thing keeps turning over, and it's almost time for a new turnover, bro. But Patton, you was about to say something. Hopefully you didn't forget.
Agumba Wale is the great value version of Alvin Kamara in the passing game.
You ain't there you go. That's what I'm that's what I was trying to say right there, my brother. I'm talking about you said it. That's exactly what I was looking for. He is there. And I believe that if you actually put him as a focal point on a team, you actually could get some things out of him. But I think that him sitting on the bench all game and just able to come in and make certain plays, you get to see these sparks from him, but you don't get to see, like, if he was the constant man, you actually see a better player in the Goomba Wale. But that's just
Here's the thing about Agumba Wale. The thing about Agumba Wale is I do not like running backs who get brought down on the first line of contact. I don't like that. That's why Pierce would make it over him and Jawar Jordan. If Pierce don't make this team, that means my guy. I'm drawing a blank on him. Y'all know I'm talking about the running back that played. No, the fullback that played running back. British Brooks. If British Brooks comes in and shine, that's the only way Pierce do not make this team.
Yeah.
But I think Pierce gonna have every opportunity to make the team because he's a Nick guy. That goes on Nick's resume. That I drafted a guy in the 4th, 5th round, and he stuck around for the whole 4 years. And look, we're going to a power gap scheme now. That is what Dameon Pierce can run well. So that's another thing we need to look at. Because
DP, if we get back DP, bro, it's gonna go down.
Yeah.
We get back the real DP, not the one that we've been seeing that's been trying to emulate other running backs. And that's the thing that kind of runs me hot. That a lot of the time Pierce come in and they try to come in and they try to mimic these other players, and sometimes you just gotta be you. And I'm gonna tell y'all this, man. I really do believe that the worst thing that ever happened to Dameon Pierce was I'm gonna hold on. This is gonna be a news break. Y'all make sure that everybody knows this. Y'all run and tell everybody. The problem with Dameon Pierce is that he got that damn scepter from being an angry runner in his first rookie season during the NFL. What's the name? The honors. That I thought that was gonna elevate him. It seemed like Pierce went down ever since that moment. And I don't know if he just started thinking like, man, being that I'm the angry runner of the year, that he literally has to run into people all the time. You don't have to do that, Pierce. And I think that's what it was. I think Pierce getting that scepter as a rookie, he was like, oh, so I'm the angriest runner in the NFL? Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go out here and run these dudes over. And it's like, Pierce, that's not what you need to do. You ran over people that just happen to get in front of your way. You don't run. You don't have to look for the contact. You don't have to be out there like, who out here? I'm finna go win another scepter, because I think that became his goal. Like bro said, I'm gonna win the scepter every year, and I'm in the NFL, bro.
Hey, Ped, he's a great value. Marion Barber.
Bullshit.
Man, I love Marion Barber, man. R.I.P. Marion Barber, bro. Marion Barber, man, that play where he was in the end zone and he ducked by
ran about 90 yards to get 2 yards. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you want to know what's crazy? That his teammate, his quarterback, had a play that was similar to the same thing. Like Romo had to run by 90 yards just to get a 2-yard first down. I remember that.
I remember that shit. It was a bad snap, flew over his head.
Yep. But man, y'all, great show like we always do.
Yes,
great
sir.
ruling as always, man. Y'all definitely was a big part of the show. Let me give y'all shout out as always, man. We got hold on, let me give y'all some music right quick, man. All right, we're gonna give the shout outs. We go, oh shit, I'm in the private chat, my bad. Okay, man, we want to give a big shout out to Texas Engines, man. You know what I'm saying? Want to give a big shout out to Brandon, man. Willie Jackson in the building, most definitely. Rodney Bryce, man, we appreciate you, my brother. Space Age 713, appreciate you.
Space Age Pimp.
Yeah, hey, that's one of my favorite 8-Ball and MJG songs. That beat is one of the dopest beats in hip hop history. You gotta put that in hip hop history. But I think I pretty much got everybody, man. Appreciate everybody that if you wasn't in the bull ring, we still appreciate you for watching. Shout out Sarge, man. Big Sarge, most definitely. Almost forgot about my guy. Yeah, Big Sarge was in that bull ring today too, man. Hey,
I didn't see Sarge.
Yeah, Sarge came in right here. He when we were trying to guess who was that cornerback. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
that's what's up.
But other than that though, man, like I say, man, it's always great to have this conversation, this Texans conversations with y'all guys, man, and everybody out there. We'll definitely be back Friday at 7:00. We'll be talking about 2 more positions with the team. Man, I'm excited. I'm about to go watch some more. I'm about to go watch some more. Yeah, we definitely got to talk about the running backs next because that footage from Woody right there just, you know what I'm saying, gave me a Woody. No, pause. I'm lying, y'all. I'm playing. But no, that got me excited though, bro, because you know what I'm saying. I got big things in mind for bro, man. I don't know, I know a lot of the times we have to think about what we want these players to be, but I just see him being a great player, y'all. I don't know why, but I just see that. I just think Woody, and maybe it's just because I'm a fan, but I just think that I see that. Hey, Brandon has been very upset over this NBA draft shit, bro. I'm talking about, he came into the show talking about this. I've been seeing it all over Twitter too, man. People are very upset about what's going on with the NBA draft and all of that. But that's the reason why I'm an NFL fan. You know what I'm saying? Not saying there's nothing wrong with anybody that watches the NBA like that. But I live in Houston, and I've had my heart broke by the Rockets a whole lot of the times. And, it's kind of hard, rooting for those guys, especially after that Game 7 debacle. I didn't even watch the game because I did not want to be as upset as y'all out there were that did watch it. But I did go check the final score and was like, oh, no.
Let me timestamp this right quick because I don't really get on Twitter a lot, but a lot of people saying trade the pick. If you watch my Twitter timeline, and this is Tuesday, May 13th, I said the Rockets need to keep the pick and draft Rasheer Fleming. I'm sticking by that. I think he's going to be one of the top 3 players coming out of this draft. I know everybody on. Yeah, he's a big man, but he's 6'9", 240 with a 7'5" wingspan.
He's the new big man.
Yeah, great post moves, shooting 40% from the 3-point line. Played 3 years in college. Like he's a Ime Udoka type of player. That's just me. I wanted to put that out there. So,
and I want to say this real quick, Killer, since you own the Rockets, let's say this. Do we see Jalen Green back as a Rockets player next year?
For sure. Yeah.
An integral part of the team.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you ain't gave up on him. T. Jones.
Nah.
Appreciate you. So you ain't gave up on him at all. You're not like how everybody else says.
Man,
somebody made a good point about what's name had a pretty bad game against the Warriors too. The star of the Timberwolves.
Anthony Edwards.
I almost called him Carl Anthony. But Anthony Edwards. And some people put his stats up there against Jalen Green and was like, see, it's not just Jalen. Like, it's just what it is. He gets shut down sometime, right? So I guess, I haven't seen enough.
Put it like this. This is his second complete year with Udoka. And now everybody's saying like, hey, he needs to turn the corner about whoop-de-whoop. Okay. His first playoff, 7 games in the playoffs, and we're ready to turn the page on it. But I say this to you. If you watch the game, Steve Kerr told you who was the most important piece on that Rockets offense. And he took it away. He doubled Jalen as soon as he crossed half court. He let Draymond battle Shangoon and took the 3 ball away from everybody else. Steve Kerr told you, if we stop Jalen, we win. They went up 3-1. Jalen had one good game and whatever. Then everybody else started to step up. That's the key. When we lose, we blame one person. When we win, like, bro, you have to just give this guy enough time. I know a lot of people gonna disagree with me, but Nitty, one thing I can say about me, all the way from high school up until now, when I walked into the lunchroom, I didn't look around to see what the cool kids was. I went and sat at my own table. So that's why my opinions stand alone. I don't look at somebody else's opinion and be like, oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Let me ride with you. I have my opinions. And if I'm wrong about it, so be it. Fuck it. We move on. But I don't try to get with everybody else and what everybody else saying.
I really, and see, that's one of the reasons why I listen to what you're saying, because it's almost like bias, unbiased. It's almost being biased and unbiased at the same time. Like, you give biased but very unbiased opinions. It's almost like it's the perfect. It's like it's like you will listen to you about these teams, because it's like, okay, he's not just speaking from a standpoint of like, hey, this is my team, I'm just gonna run with my team or anything like that. But you speak from a true standpoint, not an emotional standpoint of where like a lot of fans do. You know what I'm saying? They speak a lot from emotion, and for you, boy, they be having let's burn this dude at the state. You be having people talking about let's burn his jerseys, let's get him out of Houston, and it just be like, yo, bro, still like what, bro? 23, right?
23, man.
Like, bro, still got a lot of growing to do. I know that we used to the star just coming up out of nowhere and doing this and doing that, but I don't think that that's what Jalen Green is. I think people just need to understand what Jalen Green is and stop trying to put other things on him that you see other players do. He's not Kevin Durant. Don't look at him like Kevin Durant. Like, don't try to compare his numbers to Kevin Durant. That's just not what he is. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
And I think if you do that, you able to look at his game and appreciate it for what it is. I mean, he's a great player. Right. I don't care what you say. This dude is an elite player in the NBA. He just has to learn to be, and you know, everybody says the same thing. He needs to be more consistent. But what does consistent mean when it comes to Jalen Green? What does it mean? What does it even mean? You know what I'm saying? Because right now he's playing his game, and if teams are literally trying to take him out of the game, what do you expect them to do?
Consistency comes with experience. Experience comes with time.
Exactly.
That's it. You know, so when you shut down one, that means Jabari, Udoka's supposed to step up and draw plays for other people. Like, when Golden State won, that boy Buddy Hield killed us behind the three. Killed us. So it was like somebody else got to step up. Steph had 14 points in the fourth period. You know, Butler was being Butler, but they had that one other person that stepped up. He couldn't really find that one other person. That's it, man.
So we didn't get that from Reed.
Comes with time.
But hey, man, we might have to start. Hey, we might have Rockets on 3 around here. Y'all keep on playing. Hey. But well, other than that though, man, for real,
yes,
man.
Sir.
Like I say, it's always a blessing and a good time just talking with y'all guys, man, and especially all of y'all out there, man. Y'all make sure that y'all like, share, and subscribe. Continue to check out that boy Stressing's page, man, if you want to get a lot of Texans news and stuff like that. Shout out everybody out there, everybody that's doing their Texans thing. And we got a lot more guests coming soon too. I'm not gonna say it. I started to just saying that. That's why I had this little pause, but I'm not gonna say it. We got a lot more guests coming on the show real soon too, man. Shout out my guy, Dr. Peyton. I ain't see him in the bull ring today, but definitely shout out to Peyton, man. Definitely love to have you back, man, when you get the time. But other than that though, man, the Texans on 3. And we will see y'all Friday, man. Y'all know what time it is. Go Texans.
90 minutes of knowledge.